Hi, welcome back to the session. Last class, I was discussing about the machine dependent features and one of the feature instruction format and addressing mode. In detail, we discussed with the problems. The second topic would be program relocation. I have given the introduction about the program relocation. What is program relocation? And how it is going to affect the program object code. That is what exactly we are going to see now. So the program relocation is basically changing the starting address. As we discussed already, the starting of the address of the program is mentioned in the program by the programmer. But when the program is being loaded into the memory, the same address we may not get for the program. That is the situation where the program is to be loaded, or we can say relocation of the program happens at the time of loading. So, for example, if you look at the figure A, in which the starting address of the program is assigned as 0. So, since we have assumed 0 as a starting address, the object code has the value 1036 for the RDREC. So RDREC is defined the location 1036. So the object code would be 4B101036 for the instruction JSF RDREC. This is the instruction which I have shown you in the previous session also to calculate for the object code. So in the SAC program, I have explained about how to calculate the object code. And for the format 4 and the direct addressing, how the calculation is happening, that I have discussed in the previous session. And that's how we got the object code for the 101036 for the instruction JSA body REC. So now moving on to the diagram B, if suppose if the starting address of the program is 5000 instead of 0, if the starting address of the program is 5000, so what happens to the RDREC? RDREC will be in the location 6036. So if you see the value of the RDREC, that is address of the RDREC, that we got as 6036. So when the starting address was 0, the RDREC is defined in the location 1036. When the program is stored from 0 to 5000, what happens to the RDREs become 6036. Now, if you look at the object code, which is in the location 5006, the object code would be 4B106036. So in place of 1036, the value became 6036. So what happens here is the RDREC values changed as there is a change in the starting address, because of which the object code is also getting changed. Look at the same type of problem in the C, diagram C, in which the starting address is 7420. So now what happens to the RDREC is 8456. So this is the value we are getting when the starting address is 7420. And what about the object code? 4B108456. So what you understand from these diagrams is there might be a chance of relocating the program in different locations. So as and when the program is executed, before that it has to be loaded into the memory. So at the time of loading, a different situation, a different time, the program might take different locations. That is how the program might take the location 5000, or it might take the location 7420, which is mentioned in the diagram B and C. The different time, different locations can be given for the program. This is the concept of program relocation, and because of which what happens, we could see from the diagram, the object code is getting changed. So for the same instruction JSUB or DREC, which is mentioned in all the three diagrams. But if you look at the object code for those instructions, the object code is getting changed. So especially the place where the address of the RDREC, which has to be there, the address is getting changed, right? So this is the change has to be taken place in the object code, right? So this is an example of a program in SIC machine. So in the beginning, what happens? The starting address of the program is assumed as 1000. So when the starting address was 1000, this program, which is already discussed in the previous session, I have given the same program from SAC machine for converting object code that we have discussed in the previous session when I was explaining you about how the assembler is converting the object code from the source code. During that time, I have given the same kind of example to understand that how the object code is being derived. So now if you look at the fifth line, so wherein we have the starting address that can be assumed by the programmer. So we consider that is the starting address of the program, and we follow the same kind of calculation for assigning address for the each and every instruction. That is what happening in the line number 10, 15 and 20 and so on. So this calculation part, that is how do we assign the address and how we derive the object code, that calculation part already we discussed. Same thing which is given in this slide also. Now, what is the point over here is, since we are talking about the program relocation, if suppose from the address starting address 1000, if the program is relocated into another address, say 2000. So what happens to the object code? That is what exactly we are going to see. So what changes it makes in the object code. So if you look at the memory location, so instead of 1000, it became 2000. So if you look at the line number 5, so there are two columns are given. One is the starting address 1000 and another one is starting address 2000. So from the address 1000, it is relocated into 2000. So because of there is a change in program, what happens to the object code, that we'll see now. If you look at in the right hand side, again the object code is mentioned. The first column which represent the object code when the program starting address is 1000, and the right hand side what you're seeing is the object code which is generated from the starting address 2000. So now what happens to the object code? Where do we find the changes? If you look at, take the line number 5. So there are two object code. One is depending on 1000 and another one is depending on 2000. So 141033 is the object code. This is a familiar one which we have already discussed many times, how this has been derived in the SIC machine by the assembler. So the assembler derives this object code or generate the object code based on the starting address 1000. Now if you look at the same line, the another object code which is depending on the starting address 2000. So what happens to the address? There is a change in the address. So from 141033 to 142033. So how the 2033 has been derived is, so if you look at the uh, the symbol, the RET ADR. So the RET ADR is in the line number 95, in which when the starting address was 1000, the address of the RET ADR is 1033. Whereas when the starting address is relocated or changed into 2000, the RET ADR is 2033. That is how there is a change in the address in object code as well. Similar thing happens to, so if you look at the object code in both the cases, so many places there is a change, because once the starting address is changed, the continuously all the instructions are getting changed, because of which whatever the symbols which we refer from those address also getting changed. So if you look at the entire object code, only very few places, if you look at from the last four object codes, four instructions object code in the right hand side, that is object code which is displayed over here. From the last, if you could see, there is no change in those object codes. So both whether it is 1,000 or 2,000, it is not going to change. Whereas all the remaining place, there is a change in the object code. This is the problem we are facing. So this is with respect to SAC machine. Now coming to the SAC XC machine, what happens? Same scenario. We have used again the same program in SAC XC. So look at the line number 5. Initially, the starting address of the program is assumed as 0. So since the starting address is 0 and the corresponding values are based on the address 0. So if you look at the from the last column, the second column, that gives you based on the starting address 0. Okay, so you'll be getting the object code based on the starting address 0. And from 0, the starting address is changed into 1,000. That is why if you look at from the left hand side, the second column denotes if suppose the starting address is changed from 0 to 1,000. Then what are the respective address for each instructions in the program is shown in the second column. And correspondingly, the last column which shows the object code which is derived from the starting address 1,000. So if the starting address is relocated from 0 to 1,000, what happens to the object code? That is what you could see from the last column. So the last column which represent the object code for this program, if the program is assigned in the address 1,000. Now you could see the object code, both the object code from the starting address 0 or from the starting address 1,000, the last two columns. When you compare these two object codes, very few places you can find the difference. Otherwise, almost all the object code for each and every instruction are same in both the situations. Both the cases, the object code is same. But very few places it is different. What are those places are? Say for example, the line number 15. So in the line number 15, what the object code you are getting when the starting address is 0 is nothing but 4B101036. Whereas same 15th line, if you see the last column, that gives you the object code when the starting address is 1,000. So now you can make out the difference between these two object codes. One is giving 4B101036. The another one is giving 4B102036. So the 2036 is the change which we could find out from this object code when the starting address is relocated into some other address. And similarly, in the line number 35, again, I think you can make out the underlined one would be giving you the different value when compared with the other object code. The line number 35, again, instead of 105D, you could find 205D. Similarly, in the line number 65, again 105D, that will be become 205. So these are the few places which we could wherein we could find the difference in object code. So if at all there is a change in starting address, there would be a few changes in the object code in SAC XC machine. Whereas if you could see the SAC machine, most of the places there is a change. Why? What is the reason behind why this happens when you take SAC and when you take SAC XC? There is a change. That is what we are discussing the topic, machine dependent features of assembler. So when you change the machine from SAC to SAC XC, there might be some changes in the object code due to program relocation. Yes, there was changes in the object code in the previous topic also, because due to instruction format and addressing mode. So because of instruction format and addressing mode, there might be some variation in the object code when compared to SAC with SAC-XC. Similarly, here also you could find the difference in object code when you change SAC to SAC-XC due to program relocation. That is why program relocation is depending on the machine. Now, if you take SAC machine, there are lot of places where we need to do the modifications, where we can find the changes, where we could do these changes in the object code. So the object code has to be changed accordingly. What is the starting address of the program? In SAC, that is more, whereas in SAC XC, that is less. Very few places the changes needs to be done. Now, so what is the problem of program relocation? So which tells you that the only parts of the program that require modification at the time of loading the program are those that specify direct address. So what you are understanding from these two program is, the two situation is, in SAC machine, we have two types of addressing. One is direct and other one is a indexed addressing. In SAC XC machine, we have many number of addressing mode, but if you see the program, when you create the object code, most of the instruction will follow the PC relative addressing mode. Most of the instruction follow PC relative addressing mode, especially most of the instruction goes with the displacement. So when you take SAC machine, since there are only two types of addressing, and mostly the addressing will fall under the direct addressing. So most of the instructions follow the direct addressing. Since most of the instructions follow the direct addressing, the target address will be calculated based on the address of the symbol. So if the starting address changes, definitely the address of the symbol also getting changed, because of which the object code is also getting changed. That is the reason the parts of the program that need modification at the time of loading are those that specify or that uses direct addressing. So wherever there is a direct addressing which is used by the instruction, that object code requires modification. So except for the absolute address, the rest of the instruction need not be modified. What are those instructions? Those instructions which uses either the program counter or the base relative, wherein the displacement is calculated. So displacement is not going to change, the distance that is not going to change, the offset is not going to change. Irrespective of the starting address, the displacement will be as it is. Whereas when you refer the direct address, when you refer the absolute address, that time definitely it is going to affect the address of the symbol. That's the reason we say that the rest of the instruction, except the absolute address, the rest of the instruction need not be changed. Only those instruction uses absolute address or uses the direct address which needs the changes. So if in situation where if you use immediate addressing, so there is no memory reference at all. So if you don't need to refer the memory, then there is no need of modification. That is what for the immediate addressing also, there is no need of modification, right? So where the modification is required, which are the instruction uses the direct addressing, those instruction has to be modified. That is why in some places where if you use the direct addressing, if you don't use the direct addressing, those need not be changed, like a PC relative addressing or the base relative addressing. These places you need not do any modification. So what is the solution for this? Yes, we understood that there is a change in the object code. The object code has to be changed because when the assembler creates the object code, the assembler assumes that the starting address is so and so, which is given in the program. So as per what is given in the program, according to that starting address, the assembler generates the object code. When the program is loaded into the memory at the time of loading, that time the relocation happens. When the relocation happens, what happens to the object code? There should be some change in the object code. So, but the assembler cannot instruct at that time. So now itself, the assembler should instruct when there is a situation of program relocation. The loader has to do something with the object code. So for which the information has to be instructed by the assembler. In what way the assembler gives the instruction is by means of modification record. So there is a record. So this will provide the information to the loader if there is a change in the starting address, if there is a program relocation, then these are the places which needs to be modified. That information is provided by the assembler at the time of generating the object program. So in the object program, in addition to header, text and end record, we can have the modification record also. Why? What is the reason? Because the modification record which provides the informations to the loader saying that if at all there is a program relocation, these address, these part needs to be modified. If so, it has to be done. So that informations will be provided by the assembler for which we use the modification record. And what is the format of the modification record, which is given in the slide? So you can see that modification record M denotes the modification record and the starting location of the address field which needs to be modified. So what is where from we have to do the modification, in which address onwards the modification has to be done. That has to be mentioned. Then how many field to be modified and how much to be changed. So that has to be given as a length. So normally length will be given in the half byte. So half byte is nothing but 1 byte is 8 bits. Half byte is 4 bits. So when you represent single digit in the object code, so we use 4 bits. So the single digit is occupying half byte. We can say in other words, the single digit in object code occupy half bytes because it has 4 bits. So the 2 digits form one single byte. So what is the length that needs to be mentioned in the half bytes. Let us see an example how the modification is included in the object program by the assembler. If you could see this object program, H header record, T text record, and we have the modification record and we have the end record also. So by seeing this one, we can make out there is some changes need to be done if there is a program relocation, and that is mentioned with the format modification record. And you could see there are more number of modification records, not a single record. So we have 3 records. Okay. So like text record, we can have the modification record also. But wherever the changes required, only for those places the modification record has to be used. Now, I'll just go back to the program so that this is for the SAC program. The object program is created. So I will go back to the SAC program where exactly the changes happens and how we are actually receiving this modification record from the assembler. So as I have told you already, the modification record which contains information starting location of the address field which needs to be changed, which is related to the beginning of the program. So from the beginning of the program, what is the address, where exactly the changes to be done. And the third column is the length of the address field which needs to be modified in half bytes. Okay, so this information has to be kept in the modification record so that it will be used later at the time of loading the program. So this is the SACXC program. So when the assembler creates the object code, the programmer has assumed the starting address of the program is 0. So when the source program is given to the assembler, so assembler also assumed that the starting address of the program is 0 because till the time of loading, we do not know what is the address will be given for the program. So at the time of loading, we can understand and we can get to know the address or the location which can be given to the program. So till the time, the assembler thinks that it is taking the starting address which is given by the programmer. So in this case, the starting address of the program is 0. So 0 is the starting address. So assuming 0 as a starting address, the assembler generates the object code. So how the assembler generates the object code already we have discussed. So we got the object code from this program as given in the from the last second column. That is the object code for this particular program. Okay, and the underlined one, which is at the time of program relocation, what would be the object code? So what should be modified and what is the object code has to be the original one that is shown in the underlined one. Okay, assuming that 1000 as the starting address of the program at the time of loading. If it changes, then automatically the object code is also getting again changed. So it is depending on what is the address given for the program at the time of loading. So now the program starting address is 0. So assuming that we got the object code as like which is given in the column from the right hand side, the second column. Now, so as you could see that only very few places the object code has to be changed. Only very few places the object code has to be changed. That is the line number 15 and the line number 35 and the line number 65. So these are the places exactly the modification has to be done. Now, so in the modification record, we got that there is a column for mentioning what is the starting address from where we need the modification. That has to be mentioned. So what is the starting address? if you look at the line number 15 and if you could see the object code is mentioned as 4B101036. 4B101036. This is the object code. And as you can see that the RDREC value is 1036. So this is the one which needs to be changed. But in the format 4, the address field contains 20 bits. The address field contains 20 bits. So in the object code, if you look at 4B101036, out of which 01036, this is your address field. This is your address field. So what is address field? Out of 4B101036, 01036 is the address bits, right? So now this address bits, in which location it is available? If you look at the line number 15, the location or address of this instruction is starting from where? 0006. When you consider the line number 15, that address of this instruction is 0006. When you consider this 0006, in the 6th byte, in the 6th location, we have the object code 4B. We have the object code 4B. So this particular instruction will take 4 bytes. This instruction is following format 4. So this instruction will take 4 bytes. So we have the byte 1, byte 2, byte 3 and byte 4. In byte 1, we can store the object code that is 4B in the location 0006. In the second byte, the location is 0007. In that, we can store the object code value that is 10. Similarly, in the location 0008, that is the third byte, in which we can store the value 10 from the object code. Then in the location 0009, we can store the object code 36. So from this, we could understand that the address field which needs to be changed is starting in the location 0007. From that onwards, we have the address field. Actually speaking, the address field is started from 01036, that is in the object code. But we include 1 also for that because you cannot split the address into 7.5 like that. So that is why. So in the location 0007, you have the address field that needs to be modified. And how many digits to be modified? From 01036. If you see the object code, in the object code, you can you have the object code 4B101036, out of which 01036 is the fields where, these are the fields where you are supposed to do the modification. So how many digits? You can see there are 6 digits. Each will take 4 bits. Each will take 4 bits. 4 bit is nothing but half byte. That is why we can say 5 half byte. Now, if you could see the modification record. So from the object program, the first modification record, M denotes modification record and the address 000007. So 0007 is the address where we have to start the modification. And what is the length? 0.5 is the length. The length is mentioned in the half byte, which is nothing but 5 digits needs to be modified. So this is how this information has to be there in the object program, so that when the object program is given to the linker and loader, wherein if at all there is a program relocation, then the changes need to be done in this respective places. Accordingly, what is the starting address of the program, based on which these changes need to be done. That is why we have the modification record that is created by the assembler at the time of creating the object program. If there is a program relocation, and these modification record will help the loader to change the object code. This is how exactly the modification record is useful, and how the program relocation is varied, is changing the style object code in SIC and SIC XE machine. So this is all about the machine dependent features of the assembler. So with this, I'll be ending this session. This is the end of the module 1. Thank you.